Alright, so in the last two videos, we answered the questions when to and not to use articles at all. And the answer was, if we're talking about particular things, we have to use them. If we're talking about things in general, then we don't. And we also talked about how how to understand when we should use the and when we should use a. For particular things. Okay, you never use these for general things. If you do have particular things, then sometimes we'll use the, sometimes we'll use a. And the reason that we use the is because the thing is defined. A noun is defined to the listener, and that means they have enough context to know which one the speaker is talking about. And it's an important point here is the listener. This has to know this. And when it's not defined, I guess we use the, and not defined, opposite case. This is like a random case or example from now a category. You can watch the other video if you want all the details about that. It's articles 2. It's one of the articles 1. Then you're going to use a. All right. So today we're going to, or this time, we're going to see that there are other words that we can use instead of a and instead of the. And these words are going to have the exact same kind of meaning. So in both cases, we will be talking about concrete, particular, actual, real, etc. things. In both cases, we're talking about those. And in one case, it's going to be the same. In one case, they're going to be defined things, the type, and so we can just call it the type. And the other case is going to be undefined things. That is going to be the A type. Now, these the type words are called determiners. It's just the word, grammatical term for them. And these undefined types are going to be quantifiers. And the words themselves have kind of meanings. Say determiners, they tell you which one, and quantifiers give it a number. All right, so what are some of these words that we can use with this same kind of meaning? Okay, so again, particular concrete things and either defined or undefined. So let's say so this is clear because it's confusing sometimes. Both cases we want particular. Either we're going to have defined, in which case it's going to be determiners we want to use, and in the other case it's going to be quantifiers that we should use. So the is the first one. Another is these ones. These this, that, these, those. They're called demonstrative adjectives. Yeah, technical term is demonstrative adjectives. And then we have, if you want to know that, you can just recognize this category of word. You're probably not going to need that terminology. The other one is words that say who something belongs to. So my, your, his, her, its, our, their. And also, like with a person's name, this is also a determiner. So if you say Mary's or Williams, and these are also actually examples of this type of word. And again, they'll be used in place of the. So you can say, give me that book, or give me the book. Depending on the context. Now, something that's interesting to understand about this is that these ones give a little bit more information about the. The has very little meaning inside of it. All that it says is that this is a defined thing to you. Okay, now this one says this is a defined thing to you, plus this is extra information. And it might actually mean this is defined to you given this extra information. Here's a little bit more information, and after you have this little bit of information, now it's defined to you. Like with that, for example, there might be a few books lying around, but you point to one of those books and say, give me that book. And now that word that adds enough information that now which book you're talking about is defined to the listener. So in the end, after this word is used, the thing will be defined to the listener. Without it, it might not be. But in the end, you have a noun that is defined, that is already particular, and now it is defined to the listener. All right, same thing with these ones. So if there's a pen on the table, for example, you're both sitting at the table, give me the pen, or mine, or the pen. And the same thing here. There might be 2 or 3 pens, and only one of them is yours. And so you using this word my adds a little bit more information that might be necessary, or would be necessary in that case, to make that thing defined to the listener, and to make it a thing that is known to the listener. All right. So those are the words. Those are the words that we can use instead of the. Those are the types of determiners, and these are the kinds of words we can use instead of the. Okay. Now for quantifiers, words instead of or a, which we're going to be talking about again, undefined things, undefined nouns, random cases or examples of categories of nouns. And let's look at some of them, and then we'll think about what the pattern is here. There's an interesting pattern among these. So a simple example would be just have A. And so I bought a book today. Okay, another one is going to be I bought a few things at the supermarket this morning. All right, and a few is going to be our word that fits into this category here. And so this is going to be things like where we give something a quantity, but it's an indefinite quantity. It's not an exact quantity. So a few, many, lots of, some, much, if question or negative, but these kinds of words. These kinds of words are a different category that mean the same thing. Okay, bought a few things this morning. I drank some milk before going to sleep. Okay, let's think about this. We have this milk here, this category of thing. Now, is this actual real milk that we drank? Yes. So it's particular. But do you know which milk? No, you don't know which milk. Can I say, I drank a milk? No, that's impossible because milk is uncountable, right? So you need that in this case. You also need it whenever you're talking about plural, right? So these things, this example, okay, are these actual real things that I bought? Yes, they are. These are actual real things that I bought. Can I say I bought a things? No, this is plural. There's more than one. So I have to give it some kind of number here. Or have to, well, we need something because we always need something if it's particular. A doesn't work, so we need something else. And so we give it these kinds of quantities here. All right, and that's actually going to be the pattern that we're going to see. The other thing that we can do is just to give it a number. Right? So we can say like exact numerical number quantity amount. All right, so I can say I drank 2 glasses of wine with the meal, for example. I drank 2 glasses of wine with a meal. Now, this 2 here actually gives this the same kind of meaning. These glasses, are they real glasses? Yes, they are. And can I say A? No, I can't. And so I'm giving it this quantity, 2. And this 2 is taking the place of A, or it's where A would be if A worked, and it's telling us the same kind of thing. It's telling us that we have a concrete, particular, real thing, but that we just have random examples. All right, and later I could say the glasses were filled to the top, for example. All right, I won $1 million playing bingo. Let's say playing the lottery, you could say. Okay. So this is actually these. Well, let's write this out like this. Are these dollars actual dollars? Yes, they are actual dollars. And it's kind of an abstract thing, but somehow these are actually dollars. And you have 1 million of them. And so and they're random ones. Yes. Doesn't matter which dollars, does it? It could be any one of them. That'll be fine for all of us, I think, right? So these are random cases, just like with A. But more than one. We want to say how many we have, and so we say 1 million here. Okay, so what's the pattern here? Pattern here is that we're always giving a quantity. Okay, always a quantity, which is an amount. Whenever we talk about something that is particular and undefined, we give it a quantity and amount. And even the word A here, what does A actually mean? A equals 1. And so that is also a quantity. A means 1. Quantity, few, many, some, a lot, much. Also quantities, exact numbers, also quantity. So it's just the thing we do to tell people that we're talking about this kind of thing, particular and undefined, always quantity. Okay, so that's it about those. We have words that we can use instead of the and a. These are actually all the things, including the. All these things that include instead, or you can use instead of the and the together are determiners. All the words that you can use instead of a and a together are quantifiers, and those are what they are. Thanks for watching my video.